Okay, what are we looking at here? Chris Brown official and our favorite spot, Instagram. Yeah, this was liked by Kids Life, who we know as Omar Bati on Instagram, and he liked this video. Nothing particularly fascinating about the video. However, the comments. Chris Brown official says, when you got a spider on you. Yeah, a spider. Wow. Of course, we know by now there are no coincidences. And as I told you, if you watched my previous video prior to this, and if you didn't go back and check out the things with the spider clue, now I told everybody that on Instagram, the gloved one had the Wild Wild West video from 1999. And there's a scene where the guys are standing there with rings around their necks, and then all of a sudden, Will Smith steps over the line, steps back, and says, see, nothing's going to happen. And then a machine starts up, and the blade comes out, and of course, there's a spider on it, right? Now, Ramon Bain did a conference about protecting Michael Jackson's legacy, right? And she made a very strange comment about Michael Jackson's spider bite, which, of course, as I told you, was a setup to draw our attention to that, right? The spider bite. And, of course, there was a mechanical spider in the This Is It film where it comes out, and when it does, it opens up and Michael jumps out. So, they're building a web of intrigue here, people, and the point is Michael comes out of it, regardless of what is going on right now, and regardless of what anybody believes. And of course, the death hoax community is aware of what's going on. So it's a wait and see for us, but for everyone else, it's kind of oblivious. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the latest here. So Chris Brown obviously knows. He's been a participant in the death hoax. He didn't know at first, but he found out later. I don't know if you guys remember the BET Awards where he did a tribute to Michael and he broke down crying at the end, and then somehow later on, days later or whatever, he tweeted the word believe. I guess he found out, or somebody tipped him or called him. I don't know how he found out. And he's been on board ever since. And also he did a video, She Ain't You, which was also a tribute to Michael Jackson. And he's floating in midair in that position that if you put together the Cirque du Soleil posters of Chris Angel and Michael Jackson's Immortal, with the top half and the bottom half, you see a figure suspended in midair, like Jesus on the cross, which of course we also associated with Tupac and his 7-day theory. And of course, he is another person rumored to have faked his death and still be alive. So as you see, there's a constant connect and reconnect, always connecting these dots. A lot of elements from the past that we've learned. Don't forget anything you've learned so far. You're walking in love, which is to listen, observe, view, and evaluate everything you see and hear. And in this case, from the past, present, and that's all leading us to the future of what's coming. And of course, we know what's coming. It's Michael Jackson coming out of hiding. Now, how do we know that? Because you guys are like, oh, he's been through so much. He's not coming back with all he's been through. The point is, people, as fans, yes, he has done everything to make you aware that he is still with us. But the thing you're not thinking is, if he's already done that, why would he continue to do that up until this very day? There's no point in doing that unless you intend to do something else, which would be to come back. And all these setups about him being a pedophile, etc., etc., and everybody else fighting to defend his legacy and all this stuff. Now, you gotta know that man is not gonna have this. He may be sitting quiet now because he can't just pop up out of nowhere and say, oh, wait a minute, I didn't do that. That ain't gonna happen. But yeah, he's gonna come out and defend his legacy. he's also going to come out and tell everybody if everything we've seen has been a setup, including these things that have probed all these stories. Okay, so if I ask anything of you guys, it's to put on your thinking caps, because I don't think anybody's really thought things through. Because if you really thought all of this through, then it would come to a logical conclusion for you that that's going to be the end result. And he's going to come out, he's going to let everybody know what he didn't do, and also what he did do, which was to fake his death and to prove the point that everything you read and you see on TV and in magazine, tabloids, etc., is not the truth. It's not the gospel as he has sung, okay? Sometimes when somebody tells you something, you need to believe them. Have we not learned anything yet? For example, some of these shootings in the media, it's just like these people, oh, it just kills me. Like after the fact, they're like, oh, they interview witnesses and neighbors and family, people who knew the shooter or whatever, and they always say, oh, you know what? He used to say this and that, and God, we didn't believe him, and then now look what's happened. Why didn't we do anything? Always full of regret. So things happen for a reason, people. You have warnings, and when someone tells you something, you need to believe them. Well, Michael's been telling us he's still alive. He's still with us. He's doing all these things that are very Michael-esque, but of course at the same time protecting himself. So don't forget all that you've learned. All those things didn't just suddenly disappear because you have a change of heart or you're tired of waiting. That is not what it's about. And don't forget, this is about him. It's not about you. So always keep that in mind. And if you think you know him, you have no idea, because if you really thought you knew him, did you think he'd fake his death? Well, I think I know the answer to that. Absolutely not. So back to this Chris Brown thing, we've got confirmation. He has brought up the spider thing, and we have learned to this point there are no coincidences. So when you got a spider on you, of course I have responded here. When you got a spider on you, it's like the Wild Wild West trying to get it off of you. And with that, I will say goodbye until the next video. Hold tight, guys. There's always more. Love you. Have a great day.